going on YouTube? Halloween Hunters here. It's about a cool 95 degrees right now in SoCal. And I just got back from the flea market and we didn't really find anything. I found one, I bought an autograph from BB King. It's an autograph I've been looking for a little while and it was a pretty reasonable price. So I picked up a BB King autograph, but I just got home from the flea. And so I'm gonna start doing some work on this trailer out here. So here's this little beat up trailer that my dad has had forever, probably since the 80s. Used it for his company for many, many years. And it's not really used much anymore because now he has a nice big new trailer. But I wanted to start using it. And as you see, it needs a lot of work. It's just got some junky plywood sitting on there, not even bolted down. It's all nasty and rusty, just surface rust. But all the paint, you can see it was black at some point. All the paint is gone. The rims look like hell. So I want to start fixing it up, doing a little cheap restoration. Nothing like crazy, but you know, sandblast it, sand it a little bit, paint it black. And then I'm going to rip all this wood out and put new wood in and stain it, some kind of dark wood stain. Rewire the LEDs, or the tail lights need to be wired. Because it's a nice little trailer, it just needs a lot of love. But it's a good trailer. It's got these holes here for a trailer jack, which I just purchased, sitting right there from Harbor Freight. It was on sale for 25 bucks. I bought the wheel, but I don't think the wheel's gonna do good on gravel, which is what we have back here. So I might cut the wheel off and fabricate my own custom rubber wheel for it. So I'm gonna get to work to install this guy. I gotta drill these holes out so I can put bolts and nuts through. All right, there we go. Just quickly drilled out the holes. I do need to get some washers. I didn't have washers big enough. So it's just hand tight right now. I gotta come back and get some nice big washers for this. And then bolt it down really well, but that's bringing it down, bringing it up. Pretty sweet. Locking it in. I don't think it's gonna roll too well on the gravel here, but also I think the wheels are locked, but it might do okay actually. Pretty sweet. So the wheel was $18. This was on sale to $24. So there you go. So about 45 bucks, which is a great investment because this little trailer doesn't weigh too much. Honestly, when it's empty, you probably could just pick it up from here, wheel it around, but it's just so much easier to have a little wheel right there. So now I can wheel it around where I need to. But like, this chain is locked on here, you know? It's been locked on here for probably 20 years, you know? So I cut all these chains off. Taillights look okay. Rewire the taillights. It used to have a tall swing down gate on the back that went up. It had pins. That one ripped out. So I'm gonna probably fabricate a new gate that it can roll down, and then we could drive little, you know, ATV on there or whatever we're messing with, whatever we're gonna go pick up. But yeah, all this plywood is just stacked on here, falling apart. That all needs redone. But sweet. Got a whole bunch of gurneys on here. Yeah. One or two of the gurneys need welded. They're aluminum, so I got to do it at work. My aluminum TIG welder, could do it there. I don't have an aluminum gun here or TIG torch here, so I have to do that at work or where my welding school is. They got those too. Sweet. But I'm happy with this. This is nice. They have a bunch of different ones, but this one's the 2,000 pound. We don't lift much with this trailer, so I just bought the cheaper one. They had one for $50 that was like a 5,000 pound or something like that. So totally worth it. See, I was thinking I was gonna have to cut these sides off and extend it and make my own and put a big rubber wheel, which I may still do. But for now, I think that's gonna work. I think that's gonna work for now. Sweet, I'm gonna pack this up. Back in the new shop, still being used as a storage unit. Got one of my Jemmy bases right here for Mikey. I think I'm gonna have Danielle Harris sign that one at an upcoming show from the Rob Zombie Halloween. But some exciting news. If we walk back here, the sub panel is in. So that's awesome. So now all the breakers are in and on to power the new shop. So pretty soon here, we're gonna be cleaning all this stuff out, building the workbenches, bringing all the tools down here, getting it all set up. I gotta get some lights for the top there, and a whole bunch of stuff needs to get done. Thinking a long tool bench right there, bunch of storage on top, a nice big moving table in the center to work on. So a lot going on. This partition from the 58, I think is gonna be sold here soon. Got a guy restoring a 59 who's missing one, so that's probably gonna go in his 59. And then maybe I can start doing this. So I just finished a customer build that took me way longer than it should have. But it's finally done and gone. And I don't have any more customer projects on order at the moment, which means I can work on my own projects, which is super exciting because I've been putting off all my own builds, you know, because the customer always comes first. Got to build the customer projects first. So now we can get to this garage, and I probably won't take any orders for a little while we get the new shop working and ready so we can move everything down here. And I can start working on my Cadillac couch that I've been abandoning for years. So that's pretty fun. I can go to the metal supply, which I still haven't gone to, and pick up the tube for this and get everything here cleaned up because it is a disaster. Still have to pack all the jemmies away. They're probably gonna go up here and it's for storage. So, all right, let's go up to the other shop. So here was our flea market pickup of the day. An 8x10 signed by the one and only BB King. This thing is pretty cool. It's a great picture. Bought it from the guy whose dad was, I guess, a musician photographer back in the day. And he had tons of music, original prints like this that his dad took and had signed. So he had tons. His dad was, I guess, a personal photographer for a bunch of famous musicians. So he just had stacks of autographs from those musicians, but he only had one BB King. So I've got this guy here. This one is pretty sweet. I wish he had some other blues autographs, but this was like the only one he had. No Stevie Ray Vaughan or Muddy Waters or anybody else. So, but this is pretty sweet. It's too bad that the pin it was signed in is like a fine point. It's not signed perfect, but you know, pretty sweet. I gotta frame it and put it on the wall. I don't know if I showed this, but I picked this up at the flea market a few months ago. This is a 8mm or Super 8 film of Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. This came out in the mid-60s, so I picked this up. I also picked up a giant collection, if I didn't show you already, of original first pressings of Goosebumps. This I already had. I've had this for a while. This is the Goosebumps alarm clock, and it still works. But I purchased an almost complete set of all the Goosebumps books. I'm missing like 8 books, so but they're all originals, first prints. There you go. Horrorland. So pretty sweet. This was one of my favorites as a kid. So I'm gonna try to complete the set. I have like 8 to 10 books left. Basically book 50 to like 62, around there. And then that'll be a whole complete set. Also, since I'm showing pickups, here's something else I recently got. These are some Knott's Scary Farm Halloween Haunt exclusive cups here from back in the day. So these are pretty sweet. These are hard to come by. Here's a 2003, and they're pretty huge. I mean, look at that. These are some big cups. And this one's really cool. This is the 40th anniversary. So if you've been watching the channel, you know I collect Knott's Scary Farm. And I've been collecting the collectible cups for a while. And one person on Mercari posted all these. So I made him a package deal and got all of them. But these are pretty sweet. They're all double-sided. And they're in great condition too. Like, they haven't been in the washing machine a bunch of times like usual. So, pretty sweet. I have 3 or 4 other cups already that are somewhere. If you've watched my Knott's Scary Farm collection video, my other cups are in there. I have one from 1996, I believe, is the oldest cup I have. It's the pumpkin one. That one's pretty sweet. So I've been taking some of the wood off. And I fell through the trailer right here. Luckily, it's only like a foot off the ground, so we were all good. But I had 1 foot standing over there, and I was lifting off some of the sheets of plywood that are rotting away to get them out of the way. So I was standing on this side, which I could see is rotted. So I was like, okay, avoid this one. And I was standing like over here where the metal is. And then I lifted it, and then I put my right foot right here and went boom, straight to the floor. But as you see, this trailer needs a lot. Well, it actually doesn't need a lot. It does, but it doesn't. It's actually not going to take too much because this, like, it's actually very smooth. It's not very pitted. Like, I could probably just sand this with like a 220 grit by hand. I'll use the DA sander on the fender wheels. I'm not going to worry about pulling the dents or nothing because, you know, it's going to be a little work trailer, but I just want it to look nicer. We're going to get new tires. I'll probably sandblast these rims here and paint them. And then, but yeah, this wood is totally rotted. It's been here for, 30 years probably that this has been on here, at least, if not longer. My dad's owned this trailer for a long time. So, and he said it used to have the gate when he first bought it. But for years and years of using this trailer to work, it eventually got beat up. It was an old like mesh metal one where you could lay down and roll equipment in here. So yeah, man, pretty rotted. But I'm gonna get some nice wood. I'm gonna sand it down. I'm gonna stain it. This thing's gonna look pretty clean when I'm done. Paint the whole thing black, nice gloss black. It's not gonna be anything crazy, but it's gonna look nice. It's like 98 degrees right now. I'm debating what to do next. Obviously, could keep working on this, but today is Sunday. I'll go back to work tomorrow, back to regular work. So I'm debating how much further I want to go. Obviously, the wood is pretty easy to get out because I just fell through it. So most of them are pretty rotted. So I could probably just get the circular saw or the skill saw or something and just cut this way, one right there, maybe right there in the middle. Pull all this out and throw it away. And then maybe in a week or two, well, not next week because I'm busy next weekend, I'm gonna be gone. The week after that, we could sand this all down and cut these chains off. I'm debating if I want to do anything cool. I always have a problem with customizing everything. Everything has to be special and different and custom. So do I want to weld up custom spider web mesh down the side? I don't know. I don't think I do. I mean, I do, but I don't know if I have the time to do all that. I don't even know how big this trailer is. I think it's like a 6x8, something like that. Can't tell. So what do I want to do now? Do I want to keep tearing it apart? The thing is, if I wait for the homies to come help, we can knock it out in a day, no problem. Like 3 of us, rip the wood out, And then all of us sanding it. We could probably sand this whole thing down with 3 people in less than an hour. Just give it a good scuff. Probably six-ish cans of paint. Paint it up real quick. The wood will be easy. Just got to buy some good pieces. Looks like it's about a 1-inch thick. So here's the other 2 gurneys in case you're interested. These are pretty old. This one is, well, this one's not very old, but this one is like 60s. And this one here's from LA County. This was actually at the LA County corner for some time, and then when they stopped using it, it went to the Los Angeles Fire Department. It was used there before it was too beat up and they got new ones. So pretty cool story with this one. We got 2 of them. One's at Cam's place with his 64. We actually end up with a lot of gurneys and a lot of caskets. When you're in this hearse and coach lifestyle, you just end up with this stuff. Like, I didn't go purchase this, it just showed up. You know what I mean? I actually went to go buy some caskets because I had a customer who wanted a couple casket couches for a tattoo shop. So I started looking, found a guy who had a bunch of caskets for sale, bought like 6 caskets. I think there's a video of that on my channel too. Bought 6 caskets, and he had these in there too. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll take the gurneys too. And he just threw them in with the package deal. And then like this one came with the 66 high top ambulance, Shad's 69 combination, which is over there. That came with a gurney. The 64 has a gurney in it. 68 had a gurney with it. I don't know where that one is, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't know where that one went. So yeah, you just kind of end up with them. And then like this one over here, one of my friends just gave me this one for free because the wheels broke off. I have them, I just have to TIG weld them back together. But like, he just had this one. He was like, hey, you know, I'm throwing this one in the trash, do you want it? So I ended up with another one. I don't know if I've ever paid for a gurney, but caskets too. Like, I know a lot of people like to get caskets, you know, collect them. Dude, I have so many caskets now. When I first got into this hobby, like 10 years ago, whatever, I remember I wanted a casket so bad, and like I bought my first casket from an auction house for $40 or 20, I think it was like 20 bucks. I bought a beat up casket. That's on my channel too. Worse condition than this thing sitting over here. So like, there's another casket right here. This one was in good shape until I left it outside. Let's go look at the coaches. I'll tell you the story. So here's, oh man, look at this. My pumpkins are coming in. I planted a few pumpkin seeds over here and they're growing in pretty good. Sick. Some of the other ones got buried under the concrete we just laid down, but got a couple survivors. Sorry, my phone died. Well, didn't die. It got overheated. So I'm going to show you my cool little piece while I tell you my first casket story. So I was at an auction house that me and my friends used to go to every week until they closed down. Around COVID time, they closed up shop. So we used to go there every single week. They would have auctions. Really fun. We used to buy a lot of stuff we didn't need. And one day a casket came up and it was really roached. It was like sitting outside for years, getting rained on. So it was pretty rusty and it was pretty beat up. But at the time I had never owned a casket. My friend had owned a few. So I was like, I want my own casket. So I bought it for like 20 bucks. Brought it home, sat for a while, and then I decided to make it into a couch. So that couch video is on my YouTube channel. It's not a very good video. It's a lot of time lapse, and there's no video of the finished product. There's just a picture, which I don't know why I didn't film any of the finished product, but I have the whole process of me building it. A lot of rust removing out of the inside and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, I cut it up. I made my first ever casket couch, full size, where the lid actually is open, and that's the backrest. I've only made 2 like that because they cost a lot more to make, a lot more time making framework and all that. So usually you just take the lids off and then you make the cutout and the frame and all that. Didn't do that on the first one. The first one, it was huge and it was super heavy. And I took it to one event and everybody fell in love with it. Eventually sold it. And because of that, I got orders for more. I think I've made 7 casket couches so far. And I'm debating making one more out of that one that's in the backyard. I don't know yet. I don't know. I might cut it, make it smaller, and turn it into a love seat. But I don't know. I might make it Haunted Mansion themed and put it in my room to go with my Haunted Mansion themed wall here. But I don't know. I got some good ideas for a Haunted Mansion casket couch. But I don't know if I'm going to do it, or if I do it, when, if I have time, because there's a lot of other things I want to build first. So I just thought I would tell you the rest of that story before I go outside and keep working, because my brain isn't allowed to relax. And so I'm sitting here trying to relax because it's 100 degrees out, and I'm like, go outside and work on the trailer. It's not like it's the most important build I have right now, but I just want to do it and get it done because I want to do the building process. So to get there, you have to do the teardown process. And I'm just never been good at sitting down. I always have to be doing something. I have to be building something, creating. So it's like sitting here, I was playing Xbox for a few minutes and I just couldn't do it. I was just like, no. I think I got to go back in the heat, get the saw, and start cutting those planks out. You know, I don't really want to go in the heat, but could just go out there, cut a few out, come chill, 20 minutes, go out, cut a few out. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll go back to work now. Well, remember how I was saying I can't sit still? Well, there's an example. I sanded and painted the trailer already. I'm not painting the part that's going to be covered by wood. I did sand it, but I didn't feel like painting it. Maybe I'll paint it later. But for now, everything that you're going to see is painted. The front is painted. The sides, the fenders. Everything you're going to see is painted now. Obviously, I did this very quick. It took me about 2 hours. So I ended the video at like 2:30. And then I was like, damn, it's only 2:30. I'm going to get back out there. So then at 2:30, I drove to Harbor Freight again and picked up their trailer kit. It comes with all new wiring harness. It comes with everything. It comes with side markers, tail lights, blinkers, license plate holder, license plate light, the whole thing. Long harness so you can come all the way up. It'll fit this trailer no problem. Decided not to buy that kind of shielding stuff because they're already rated for outdoor use on the wires from out of the box. But also I felt like that thing could hold water in it, and that would be worse than water just hitting it and falling off. So yeah, there you go. Trailer is painted. Unfortunately, I can't do any of the woodwork for a couple weeks. But there you go. I did not paint the center. I painted the sides down there where you're going to see above the wood. But yeah, I mean, anything you see is painted. I sanded the whole thing down with 150 grit. Did all the flat stuff. I did as much as I could with the sander, and then the rest I did by hand. And obviously, no, it's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. It's a working trailer that I'm going to be using all the time, so it just needs to be a little bit better looking than it was before. And I figured if I was going to put new wood on it, I might as well put a little bit of, little coat of paint. And now that I'm seeing I need to get that center bar, I forgot to do the backside, so I gotta paint that. But from this old junky wood and a rusty trailer, we now have a okay painted trailer that's gonna have new wood, stained wood on it soon. But I mean, like, there's big dents in this thing, but it looks good because now we have this nice new trailer jack. I still need to put washers. So there you go. Now I'm ending the video. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks when I gonna go to Home Depot, get some wood. We'll sand it, stain it, clear it, put it in here. That should be a few hours long job. Longest part will be waiting for everything to dry. But thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.